Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody's having a great day and is ready for another fantastic Tuesday. Of course, this is Tuesday. It is our Tuesday takeover, of course. What else do we do on Tuesday mornings at this time? 8:15 a.m. Eastern, 7:15 a.m. Central. A little bit later this morning, maybe a minute or so, by the time we get everything up and running. I'm checking all the traps like I always do, just to make sure we doing what we're supposed to do and where we're supposed to go. For whatever reason, this good old Instagram don't want to like us today, but it's all right. We're gonna keep moving forward. When stuff like that happens, that just lets me know that we are in the right place and we are doing what we're supposed to do. And the internet gremlins want to be a little evil. They want to hold us back. They think they're gonna hold us back, but they're not. They're actually moving, propelling us forward to where we should be prepared for, propelled forward exactly where it's supposed to be happening. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. And I'm checking all the different areas where we should be live and just excited about another day to be here in front of you as we have lots and lots of stuff going on in the sports world. Oh man, you know we about to get to it. We about to get to all the good stuff. And what is the good stuff? You say champions have been crowned. Basketball, hockey, both champions the champions are here. Champions are here. So let me make sure that my sound is working on it. Okay, yes, the sound is working. So the champs have been crowned in the NBA as well as in the NHL. We're gonna start in the NHL, believe it or not. In the NHL, the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4 games to 2. And just night before last, Sunday night, they won the hockey game 3-0. Let me make sure I say that. I'm pretty sure it's 3-0. And because the last goal was a empty netter, they were up. That's right, 3-0 in Carolina. They were up 2-0 throughout the game. They scored really quickly in the first quarter, first period, I should say, and added another one in the second, and then in the third, where they scored the empty netter. Got a chance to watch that entire game, and I'm just sitting there watching them. Vegas just seemed like they had the entire time. Vegas just so smooth. We gonna be smooth, and they never had a sense of urgency to me. It seemed like they never had a sense of urgency of just coming out and saying we really want to try and take this game. Where Carolina was like from the very beginning. With the dump and chase, with the forecheck, with the back checking, they went after him. And they just seemed like, we gonna score. We gonna be all right. No, they went out there and took the game from them. We always, in sports we have different cliches. Hard work beats times when talent doesn't work hard, and who won it the most? Those two cliches were very telling as to how the game actually went. First period, Taylor Hall scored really quickly with 3:47 in the first period. In the second period, Jackson Blake scored again. I think that was a power play goal. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Elis scored on the empty netter. And they made Jordan Stahl was the Conn Smythe winner. I would have actually given it to Bussy. He basically off the street, and he wins 3 games for you guys. Comes in and wins 3 games. That's what I would have given it to. The kid pretty much stood on his head. He stood on his head for a good amount of the series, and that's what he did. And I would have given it to him. To me, it wouldn't have been a question. Wouldn't have been a question. Who would have won the MVP Conn Smythe Trophy? He was outstanding. He was outstanding. Outstanding, off the streets, and they kept showing his family in the stands. That's what I like about hockey. I can tell you what I like about hockey. They don't put no airs on. No, anybody sitting in the stands with extra amounts of makeup and hair and all kind of jewelry like you see basketball games with the family. They sitting in a pair of jeans, t-shirt, and a hat. Girlfriend had a little bit of makeup on, but other than that, nah. We here for the game. We here for what it. We put the main thing. We're not here. We're not worried about having a big old show, and that's what they did. got the family. They kept showing. Well, another thing that really bothered me, they kept showing Vegas as coach. He looked so silly. He looked so overmatched. It's almost like you can tell he wanted to tell his guys, grab his guys by the jersey, by the sweater, say, "Come on, man, pick it up." I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. I'm literally sitting there waiting on them to just pick it up and just go for it. But Vegas just seemed like they was just too cool for school. We're gonna skate and we're gonna be cool and we're gonna pass and we're gonna pass it to you. And even when they had their chances and during the when they were when they had a penalty, Carolina sent the penalty killers out there, and it seemed like they possessed the puck more than dang on Golden than the Golden Knights. So I was disappointed to see that the Golden Knights didn't go out and take what they felt like that they should have been there. They just did not. That just did not happen, and that's pretty sad. I would have liked to see them do a better job. I picked them to win in 6. Felix picked them in 5, I want to say, but it didn't happen. Why it didn't happen was because they just didn't go for it. You got to go out and take what you feel like is yours. And they didn't even try. They really did. In my opinion, they didn't even really try to do that. But yeah, Felix said 5, I said 6, and they it was, I don't know. Sometimes you feel like it was the fix in. That's kind of how they play. Like Vino and Tony was waiting around the corner with a bat, with a shotgun, to take somebody's knees out. That's how they play, and that's a shame because the hockey fans like myself didn't get a chance to see them go out and play up to their full potential, and that was just a shame. It's just a shame. That's just the truth. It's the truth. All right, of course we got the basketball world. Orange and blue skies are rolling. Orange and blue skies are out there, and the entire sports world is still happy and excited that the New York Knickerbockers defeated the San Antonio Spurs 94-90 in Game 5 in San Antonio. Saturday night. Beautiful, beautiful game. They were down most of the game, and of course they didn't get their first lead until 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. And Cat fouled out. And if anything, it seemed like the fix was in on that game against the Knicks. But they hung around. They hung around, and led all scorers were led by Jalen Brooks with 45, Michael Bridges, Mikal Bridges 14, Josh Hart 13. Those 3 came from Villanova. OG Anunoby with 11. Cat with only 2 because he was foul trouble the entire game. Off the bench, terrible night off their bench. Mitchell Robinson 2, Clarkson 2, Shamet 5. On the Spurs side, in the loss, the team was actually led by Dylan Harper with 25. They should have put Harper in and took Fox out. I don't know what it was thinking. This is winning time. This isn't about feelings. Cal Johnson with 7 on the bench. Wembanyama with 19. Champagne 14. Vassell 12. Castles 6. And Fox with 7. They just, even though they were winning, it seemed like they were out of sorts. And it was just almost like, San Antonio were playing well and playing tough and cocky at the same time at home. But it just seemed like you can just tell that the Knicks were never out of it. Even though they were down 10 at the end of the first period, they're actually down a whole lot, a little bit more than that. But they made a comeback and down at the half as well. It just seemed like you could just tell that the Knicks body language was like, we've been here. We're going to be all right. We got this. And the Spurs body language was never like, well, we're going to close this out. We're going to close out. We're going to go back to New York. That was never the case. That was never the case. I am a little bit disappointed, Mr. Wembanyama. He showed a lot of character, a lot of out of character is what I really should say. He didn't seem like he played within his character the way he should have, stepping on the foot, doing a jump shot, and didn't get called for it. And of course, you're not going to call it when he stepped I'm sorry, on Brunson's foot. Didn't get called for it. Didn't get called for it at all. It didn't get called to the point where they don't even care. They didn't care. The referees didn't go back in and look at it. Mike Brown trying to bring it to their attention. Didn't care. That was just ridiculous. That was just ridiculous to see that. See them do that. And something I said before about Wembanyama when I was talking to my coworker, he gets too much of the credit and not enough of the blame. I'll say it again. He gets too much of the credit and not enough of the blame. A lot of that blame was set squarely on his shoulders for everything that happened in that game. The only thing they're saying now, oh, he's young, he's going to learn, he's going to get better. No, he didn't play his best mentally when the time was right. Was he out there physically playing hard? Yes. But a lot of things he did mentally was just not up to par and up to snuff out in that game. And the fouls that he was given that he didn't get that he should have gotten beyond the stepping on the foot, he should have got the technical, I should say, was ridiculous. Morning, Steve. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the championship game Saturday night where the Spurs were beaten by the New York Knickerbockers 94-90 to win their first championship. And right after the game, my son says, so is it over? I said, yeah, the Knicks won it in 5. He goes, they going to tear that city up. They going to tear that city up. That's the first thing my son said. I thought that was funny. I said, well, son, I think the New York will survive. If they can survive Godzilla, then they can survive King Kong. If New York can survive Will Smith's movie where he was out there with the killing the people that got sick. I want to say Iron Robot, but it's not Iron Robot. Every movie you see, they tear up New York, they tear up Los Angeles, and they seem to they tear up New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. If the movies can survive getting killed, tore up, they can survive in real life. So Mike Brown seems to be the difference maker. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I apologize, Mike. I owe you an apology. I don't know you, but I owe you an apology. I said when they first hired Mike Brown, I said, I don't know about that. Can he get them over the hump? Can he do what Thibodeau didn't do? I understood why they fired Thibodeau. I didn't like it. They didn't feel like Thibodeau was going to take them to the next level. But we always talk about the coach being the setup man. Tibbs was the setup man for that team. Mike Brown did get them to where they need to be. And I'm very happy for Mike Brown. They talked about how the being with De'Aaron Fox and how he didn't play well defensively in that last game when he was in Sacramento, got him fired, and how De'Aaron Fox being in San Antonio doing some of the same things, didn't learn that learning curve didn't go up to the next level, and how Mike Brown was to blame for it. But that's how it is. When you're the coach, you get the blame. Losses go to the coach. Wins go to the players. That's just how it is. You're hired to be fired. Wins go to the players. Losses go to the coach. That's what happens when you're a coach. It goes with the territory. If you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. That's how it is. Well, really quickly before we get out of here, 15 minutes, we're going to talk about Mr. Brendan Sorsby. Another ruling came down yesterday. The Big 12 was talking about how they're going to sanction the Texas Tech for all the things they've done. And then at the last minute, he turns around and declares for the supplemental of their draft. It's all over. Texas Tech don't have to worry about everybody being mad at them anymore. Of course, there's going to still be some repercussions because of that. At the end of the day, it was money. At the end of the day, it was money. Money because they knew at the end of the day they were going to start. Texas Tech was going to lose money. And I know that they got a couple big boosters down there, big oil money down there, and they were going to back them up and make sure they were, get some of that money back. But when you're talking about losing money from not only the Big 12 teams, but the teams around the country that weren't going to play you, yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. That's right. This week the U.S. Open is in Shinnecock. Make sure you check them out. See who's going to get the win starting on Thursday. But it is time for us to get out of here. Us as in me, Kamal Williams, one half of the do a sports talk with Kamal Phoenix. There will not be a Thursday morning takeover. I have some other duties I have to take care of. We will be back this Saturday. I think we'll be back live. 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m., 11 a.m. Eastern. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Stay cool. Stay dry. Stay out of trouble. And make it your best day.